Okay, everybody, this is your time now, please.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
I see you back there.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's home for you, baby. That's home. Nice. Do it, Lita.
One hand for the dance. I think. All right. Well, as Sophia's pulling it up, she asked me a couple days ago any fun projects I've worked on recently, and I was thinking of one that kind of came to mind, and actually ties in a little bit to the theme of thread and kind of my response I had this morning, which I didn't write down, but my personal response was kind of people, community was kind of the thread for me. And that's where kind of one of these projects leads to. And for anyone who's not familiar, I and my wife Nicole run 7 Pair Studios, commercial video photography company. And we're very fortunate to do a lot of diverse work, meet a lot of amazing people, and help tell the story. And so with that theme of people and community, one of the things honestly personally enjoy the most with my work is getting to meet so many different people that honestly I probably would never get the chance to cross paths with if we didn't get the opportunity to do this kind of thing. And one of the recent projects we did was with the U.S. Forest Service up in Vermont, and then a group called Core That, which is out of Washington, D.C., and they come up every year to Vermont to work with the Forest Service to essentially learn about forest management and types of careers that people can pursue. And especially with Core That, they are a group that is deaf and hard of hearing. And so for them, it's underrepresented community that they talk a lot, has all this amazing potential like everyone else, but a little bit underserved. And this is resources that the Forest Service has given to help instruct more and guide them. And our job is to help tell that story. But with when we do different types of projects, one of the big things I wanted to share today before showing the video is we always start with listening and communicating with that community we're going to represent and letting them kind of lead the way, which is something really try to take that lesson into personal life as well. When you're not familiar or don't understand something, you just let that person lead the conversation. And so when it comes to representing the deaf and hard of hearing community in video with no sound, there was some conversations we had, and it was all about taking their guidance and just doing our best to translate that into this medium. And that's always our goal, to be authentic to the people we feature, not come in with any preconceived notions or expectations or assumptions. And that's how we try to come up with the most authentic way to represent their stories. And then just honestly, just being wonderful people and like feeling friends after a few days of hanging out with them. And that's probably the best part of all this. So just, yeah, a recent project and just a little life lesson I kind of take from these types of projects to get to do into daily life. And this is just a shorter version of a few different ones we made.
To see that there is a group out there that want to kind of pick up the torch of the next generation for resource management is a wonderful thing. And, you know, that someone will step into my shoes or one of our staff shoes, you know, when we're ready to retire and carry that torch forward is, we have to have it. Otherwise we'll lose the resources that we have.
And then a bunch of stuff the government requires us to include in the video. Thank you guys.
Everyone, the ironic thing is that I MC for local artists, but talking about myself makes me so anxious. I'm Thanvi, it's like the Thun of Thunder and V, so Thanvi. I write songs, I sing music. Yes, that makes sense. I do not prepare anything. So I've been writing songs since technically 2020 as a result of pandemic anxiety, and I never stopped. So I would like to say I'm a songwriter now. I would not call myself a musician because I do not play anything. I can play some chords, but that's about it. I was first introduced to Creative Mornings when a friend of mine, Adeline, she was performing and she was the speaker. So it's actually been a year since I've been coming for this, and it's really cool. Just because I get to meet so many cool people in different fields. And so in my music journey, it's still difficult for me to call myself an artist, but I'd like to say I'm an artist. So I'm working on a debut EP, which sort of goes through my journey about how I've grown as a person and how I've like come to actually like who I am, rather than like sort of like be a result of people's expectations of me. So it's in the works. All the songs are done. I wrote them over a span of 4 years, and I didn't know what it would turn into. I was just writing songs because it's how I express myself. And now it's going to become an EP, hopefully next year, which is the goal. I believe my producer and I were going to put out one of the singles first. Again, we've not recorded anything, but we've been practicing for the whole year and whatnot, and he's really helped me like figure out, hey, what's the story behind it? So the EP is going to be called Mirror Images. It's just like when you look at yourself in the mirror, is it who you want to be, or is it just like some made-up version of yourself? So the single which I'm going to be putting out is called Boxes, and it's essentially like to not let people put you in their boxes. Because like I've grown up both in India and here, and lots of times in South Asian culture, people will define it by like the way you look, or if you have tattoos or not. And so I was gonna sing a very, very tiny snippet of that song, like just like the first verse and chorus. Yeah. Oh, panic. This is truly a panic moment. But anyway, so it's a very simple thing, and I don't play, so it's literally like. I never felt like I fit in, tried to be what you wanted, forgot who I wanted to be, changing myself because you said so, trying to live up to your standards, tried didn't make me happy. Finding yourself doesn't need to be so hard. You don't listen to the shit people say. Stop trying to put me in your boxes. I'm not a check mark on your page. I don't need your stamp of approval. It's time for me to walk away. And that's basically it. About myself, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is TANVI with like WITH dot. It's very literal. Don't use the dot.
Don't go anywhere, friend.
Why? I thought I could escape.
No escape. Because, and you guys are going to back me up, okay? You are a musician. Okay? No. Let me ask, listen, the most human instrument is your voice, okay? Your vocal cords, your voice, they make notes and they play just as a piano plays, just as a violin plays. And if you can play the instrument that is your voice, you are a musician. Am I right? You are what you do. You are, like, if you were to walk around and be like, I'm a cat, I'd be like, I don't know. Like, meowing, there's more to being a cat than meowing, right? Right?
Yeah.
But you are, as a human, that's what makes us, that's the basis of our humanity, is that we are what we do. If you are a banker and you work at a bank, you're a banker. It's not who you are, but it is what you do. If you make music, you are a musician. If you sing, you are a singer. If you are a songwriter, that's what you are, okay? So I know a lot of us deal with it as creatives, so I just wanted to name it. I mean, we talk about imposter syndrome. It's become so cliche that people roll their eyes when you say, I have imposter syndrome. Everyone's like, here's another one, right? But it's real, and it's something we just need to name. Like, you are what you do. You can't come up here and be like, I'm not a singer, I'm not a musician, but I have an EP coming out. Like, but I've been working this last year and the last 4 years on my craft and my, like, no, you are a musician. No, not an oops. I think we all deal with that, right? Like, we feel like we need to have some, like, award given to us, or somebody else has to tell us what we are. You are what you do. So congratulations. We look forward to hearing your EP.
Good morning, everyone. This is awesome. Very inspiring pieces of art and creativity that we've seen this morning. I guess my thread through this presentation is just kind of showing the journey of my artist career and my way of making an impact, which is through video storytelling. And I just wanted to start by saying, 10 years ago, I kind of started this journey at Boston College. I started an online college newspaper trying to get people to write about impact storytelling, and I had 50 people writing for me from 30 different schools, and it kind of like, hey, like, we can use media as a way to advance causes and get people to think more. And that kind of turned into this media journey, and now I'm on year 10 of video storytelling. So I've interviewed over 10,000 people on camera. We've helped companies raise over 20 million through video. We do events, animation, and the point being is every project, every cause that you believe in out there really could use storytelling in different ways, and we all have different ways of doing that, and my medium is video, so pre-production, filming, and editing. But it kind of started, the heart of the why I think is important. We can talk data all day to people, but the why is really important. So my why kind of started with this love of history and curiosity of how we've gotten to this point in human civilization. So I kind of leveraged that into a political science background, and I just felt that, as a society, we can do more to build a just, equitable, and sustainable world. And how do we do that? And I think video storytelling has a unique way to kind of punch above its weight class, per se, in terms of making an impact. So I've kind of leaned into that and really take pride in trying to work on projects that do that throughout the course of my career. One of my, a big moment for me was actually working on this floor in college. So it's kind of like you have to put yourself in communities that you really have similar values with. So, 12, 13 years ago, I was working over there as they were building this venture cafe, and I was like, wow, this community is so unique. It's so cool, and that stuck with me of how the values of everyone here, and just like this morning, are so important to what we do. And if you insert yourself into that community, it will help exponentially grow your cause. So I joined CIC Boston, 2 years out of college, similar time as Eric, which is really cool. Impact Hub Boston, similar to the C3 floor here, and just like being in that community every day and seeing everyone chase their entrepreneurial ambitions was so empowering to me. So that was a huge moment in my journey, and I just highly recommend that as artists to keep putting yourself in a community that supports you and will talk through their visions with you, their long-term dreams. Going to the civic side, I supported this campaign for governor, Bob Massey for governor. He had a very good vision on, I think, how to help Massachusetts lead. And that was a huge impact for me, and from there I kind of leaned into this video podcast concept. We called it Creating the World We Want, when we had a lot of civic leaders in the area come on our show, and that was kind of like almost the original programming side of what we do, and I really believed in that. And I learned a lot from that. You can learn a lot by reaching out to the people that you believe in and inviting them into a conversation, and I just highly recommend that. And that kind of leads into the show I'm doing now, which is called New Views. So, focusing on content that I really believe in, so addressing climate sustainability, income inequality, affordable housing, food as a human right. The first campaign I actually volunteered for was getting big money out of politics through a constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United. I thought that was at the core of a lot of our issues. Transportation, I would love to see Massachusetts level up. I'm excited that I saw that the slow zones are about to stop, so that's a dedication to that. If you have someone working on it, it's going to help. And, I just want to continuously do storytelling to help advance those causes. So that's kind of a big deal of what I'm working on now, is how do we produce more programming, even long-form programming, to advance these causes towards a more just, equitable, and sustainable planet. And I think there's a time window to that. I think this is a critical moment. So all our energy I personally just want to double down on my energy towards those causes. And everyone has their own individual way of giving back and doing that. But that's at the heart of my why. And it really comes full circle now, because I've had this dream for 10 years to one day have a video studio, because I felt like that would be a key component to punching above our weight class, because we could just turn out more content, we could bring a lot of people in. And so I'm excited that we're, through the help, I have to thank Alex over there in the corner, because the ambition leveled up with his support. But we now have a video studio on this floor at CIC, which is really exciting. And I want to, it to be a resource for all the creatives in our community too. It's a tool for storytelling that hopefully gets things done faster in a more professional way, but also is, no matter the amount of gear you have, it's about the storytelling associated with it and getting people to really open up. And that's why I lean into videos. Interview-based storytelling is my kind of cheat code. I just think that if you ask people what they're passionate about, and make them feel comfortable, they're going to open up. And you can do all this pre-production, you can come up with the best scripts, but if you're asking people the right questions and getting them to really open up about how they want to make an impact on the world, that's I think the most authentic medium there is. And I think video helps that shine. I think we all have our radars on when we see a video on the internet, and it's that's real. People, you can see the emotion, and that's what I'm striving to do. And I hope that over the course of the next few years, the studio kind of does that in a lot of ways that we can't even imagine, and hopefully shows that this ecosystem, which I think literally in this space has made such an impact on the world, and I think it'll continue to do so through events and programming like this. So I'm energized by this morning. I have a little kind of highlight reel that I'm proud of, that I can just, it's nothing specific and there's no audio to it, but it just kind of shows the range of causes I've supported throughout the years. But it comes back to how can we storytell around causes we really believe in and advance and level them up. And we're all finding our ways to do that. And it's, it takes a couple of years to really start your own thing, especially from a creative standpoint. But I think that everyone should lean into that creativity, because I think it's really fulfilling. I feel personally that I've gotten the most freedom, fulfillment out of causes that I believe in. And of course, there's the long, tedious struggles of getting clients, or just finding, models that work. But I think if you can prove to people that you are creative enough to support them and add value, like the work is out there, and you can find a lot in communities like this. So I'm like proud, and none of this is just me. Like, you know, I do a lot of it, but like I love the creatives that we collaborate with. You know, my long-term ambition is to kind of walk the walk and turn our agency into a co-op. Like I think cooperatively owned businesses are a really important way to kind of actually show that you're meaning what you say, because I think this like capitalist model of extracting value is, I don't see it as the long-term solution for our society. I think like a worker-led teams that are creative and self-fulfilling are super important. So I'm gonna every day try and wake up and use that why to make an impact on this world, and I'm here to support all you in your entrepreneurial and creative visions, and I think together we're making an impact on the world one day at a time, but I see the potential to do a lot more. So again, thank you for your time today, and I'm excited by everything that we're doing here.
So in theater, we usually project, right? So that's where that's most comfortable for me. So if you don't mind, I'll sort of be speaking to you in this way. Sort of thinking of today's theme, right? We're thinking about threads. The most common theme and thread through theater is language, right? If we think back to Shakespeare, you're looking at poetry sort of taking center stage, for lack of a better term. So when Sophia was talking to me about sort of other things I do beyond just being her right and left hand, or sort of my own creative practices, you know, I'm a seamstress, I do fashion design, I paint, I do a lot of different things. But one of my deepest loves, sort of more than anything else, is theater, and is poetry. So I'm going to perform a poem for you guys. We're going to do it a few different ways. Okay, it's going to be very quick. But this is a poem by E. Cummings, which I always enjoy because we have the same initials. But so the poem is, I carry your heart with me, I carry it in my heart. So, basic run-of-the-mill sort of declamation of poetry. I carry your heart with me, I carry it in, by E. Cummings. I carry your heart with me, I carry it in my heart, I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear, and whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet, and I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. You are whatever the sun, you are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun shall always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret that nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide, and that is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. Okay. Think about this in a different way.
Ooh.
Think about it. Do you mind if I single you out? Will that make you anxious?
No.
Okay.
I'll make it. I think.
I'm going to fall in love with you.
Okay.
I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. I'm never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. Whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. And I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. You are whatever the moon has always meant, and whatever the sun shall always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret that nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. Okay. Woo! I need a volunteer. I'm not volunteering. I need a volunteer. Me? Perfect. Okay, I need you to yell at me.
Yell at you?
Yeah. Okay. Tell me that I don't carry your heart. We'll go back and forth. Just say, you don't carry my heart. We'll go back and forth when I go like this, and then we move on.
Am I like your ex or something?
Just go for it.
Yeah, Carmen.
You don't carry my heart!
I carry your heart.
You don't.
I carry your heart.
You never did!
I carry your heart.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. Whatever is done by only me is your doing, My darling, I fear no fate. For you are my fate, my sweet, I want no world. For beautiful you are my world, my true. And it is you are whatever a moon has always meant, whatever a sun shall always sing, is you. Here is the deepest secret that nobody knows. Here is the root of the root and the bud of the bud and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the scars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart.
Hello, introduce yourself.
I'm Cornelia. Hi, totally inspired by everyone. Thank you. I was sharing with my 3 new friends here just something that I'm working on, like an idea, and I would love feedback and ideas and reasons why it would work, reasons why it wouldn't work. I'm a coach, and I think that in this new world that we're living in, post November 4th, whatever, wherever you stand on that, art is going to save us. The old system is broken, we know that. We've heard people say, I'm going to get off of social media and not watch the news, and I'm going to focus on beauty and art and writing. And creatives are saying, all right, show me the money. How is this going to be, my livelihood, because I'm delivering what you're looking for? So it got me thinking, I have an MBA, I went to business school, I worked in the business world. CEOs have all these resources, mentorship, leadership skills, hacking on problems together. I want to create a forum for creatives to benefit from the same sort of model, where it's a group of 10 people. They meet monthly. There's mentors within the group who support each other, keep each other accountable. We build skills together. So I, as a coach, the work that I do is kind of like therapy. You look at where am I upper limiting myself? Where am I keeping myself from really becoming my whole self? And then my friend is, she is the creator of something called punk rock aerobics. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but it's you realize something about yourself intellectually, and then you integrate it with movement, like the dancing, like the acting, and it shifts something in you. So the combination of those 2 things, it's fun, it's stiff middle finger to everything that's happening in the world, and it's empowering. So I would love to hear other people's ideas about this. This is just something that is forming in real time. I want to know about how would I fund this? Are there arts organizations, funders, Left Foundation, I don't know, who would contribute to this, as well as, some personal skin in the game for people to show commitment. So, see me afterward. Who's next? Oh, I'm Cornelia.
And Cornelia.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Hello, everybody. Good to be here, isn't it? This Saturday at the coffee bar, a friend of mine wrote a book, and she's a coach. And I think it's good to think about resilience. So the book's name is Rethink Resilience. And there's a little part in it that words on resilience from myself. And it has my story. And I think what we really need to hear from one another is our stories. Because it's not only us that need to speak it to help us understand ourselves better, I think, but others want to hear our story and not necessarily hear other people's stories. So it's wonderful when we can do a collaborative work with a coach, but yet with others that are in the pharma world that are right down the street. One of the authors here is Karthik, who I ended up running into a friend of his at Alexandria Labs down the street. So that's a book that I'm in. I think what I'm really excited about is that I start every day with coffee and silence and quietness. And speaking to our noisy world and where we stand, I feel like I can go through all the chapters of life and figure out our why and really like be okay with it. And know that at the end of the day, all of these things that we're doing really work out for a purpose. So Bean Trust Coffee Bar has been 4 years, been going. We just celebrated it last October, which is really exciting. And now I am just relaunching the website, which is exciting. I think that as I think what Sophia's like looks to me and maybe others is a community builder, and I feel like that's what I bring to our world, and I think that's what drives me. It gets me really excited is genuine connections. I think friendship for me is number one, and then number two is making the world a better place. And I think it's through all of you and through consistency of meeting up and showing up and practicing the values that give us that self-efficacy that won't stop us, right? So I've been thinking about my values all the time, and I've been thinking about new values that just cascade into other values. So my new values right now, as of today, are still quality. Like I have to start off with a quality cup of coffee, right? And I really stress for quality. When I'm looking at one another and hearing one another, I want to hear quality. I want to taste quality. I want to experience quality. That cascades into trust. And that cascades into candor, extreme authenticity, where I can be myself and improve the truth within myself all the time. And that all cascades into creativity. So I look that into organizations right now, into my friends. One of my friends left as a lawyer from Denmark. She's a new friend, and she's studying organizational psychology at Harvard, and that excites the daylights out of me, because how do we look at the systems that are surrounding us, and how do we just bring our best selves to those systems and hopefully improve our world around us. So it takes a lot of creativity. And I go back to my first thing that really matters to me most is friendship. So thank you for being here, and thank you for offering this space. It's just a delight to be here and to participate here.
Hi everyone, I'm Khadija Ahmed. I did not know that we could get up and introduce ourselves and share this. I guess I came to just support Dunby today. This is my first Creative Mornings in Boston. I have attended a few in Singapore, so I grew up in the States and Singapore, and I've been moving back and forth my whole life, but now trying to make the greater Boston area my home. I just wanted to share how I am an art educator. Once upon a time I had an art venture and would teach students of all age groups. I have done workshops for adults as well. I have done after school programs like summer camps, and I am a moody artist. So over the years, I've been creating art on commission or just being inspired and trying to sell. I have been creating art since I was 5 years old, and I just wanted to walk you through some of my art because I'm getting back into creating art on commission, and I hope that you're okay with that I showcase some of that. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So, wait, how do I?
No, it's not.
Okay. Sorry. Could I just click on? So this is some of my recent artwork, just to give you an idea. That I do. I create art with all kinds of mediums, on all kinds, from acrylic to porcelain art to oil paintings, different sizes, everything. I do different mediums, from portraits, pen work, charcoal. That's my younger brother. Watercolor, and even pencil. So I think my time's up, dry point. Yeah, so thank you again for this last minute opportunity.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us today. And on that note, we are a little over time. Sorry, Stephen. I just want to, as we're heading into Thanksgiving, and I know holidays can be a very heavy and toxic time for some people. Like I know it has been traditionally for me for many, many years in my youth. But to embrace some of the positivity, I hope you are leaving here today lighthearted, thinking about what your impact on the world is going to be, what projects you're working on and how they change the world. And to Eric's point, I think, you know, we talk about changing the world as like some grand scale thing that we do, but it's a domino effect and you only need to focus on the domino that's in front of you. Like that's your job. Your job is not to control the master universe all around you, but just the things that are within your control. Being kind to someone one day who comes across you is that domino that you can push down and create a major effect. And you'll never see that whole effect. But to think about that, how we are the threads, not just here at Creative Mornings, but how we add our threads to the many, many fabrics and the many, many tapestries that we're a part of, that communities, the places we work, our families. So think about that from the thread perspective. I give you something to think on for the weekend. And as we head into this kind of holiday around gratitude, you know, to really lean into that. Wherever you are, whatever your circumstances are, whoever you're celebrating with. I hope you have a lovely and safe holiday. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you everyone